Okay, hi everyone. Bit of a different video today showing sort of who I am, and why I do what I do. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of why and how we can be so confident with our plays, and also just an introduction to myself because Ghost Betting Tips will be officially a paid service in the future, but I'm not a fan of the people who don't build trust and value before doing it. So a hedge fund manager, for example, is going to build a lot of trust before he tries to ask people for money. If we can make you an extra $5,000, $10,000 a month, and you pay us a couple of hundred, then that's everyone's a winner. So a bit of an introduction to me. I am based in the UK. This is my office, pretty plain, but nice house. And I'm probably a lot younger than most people were thinking. I'm in business, I'm in investing, but my primary goals are around sports betting. And the reasons for that are twofold. One, in the UK, sports betting winnings are non-taxable. So this means if I make 100k a year from sports betting and 100k a year from a business, I'm heavily taxed in my business profits, and I'm not taxed at all on my sports betting profits. Really nice sort of added benefit for anyone who lives in the UK. I'm not sure about the EU. I know American, you have to pay quite a lot on that, but just as a point, if you live in the UK, you should be doing this. Second is it's a lifestyle business. I analyze sports betting, primarily NHL, for the past freaking 5 years. And the reason for that is, again, twofold. Because I grew up with the NHL. I watched it pretty much every day, even though we're based in the UK. And I just loved the sport. So got the basic understanding of, knowledge, teams, rules, players, etc. Coaching styles even a little bit as well. But the main one is because on the skill luck continuum, which I've talked about on the website before, the main sort of it's tough to explain, but the closer something is to the luck side of the skill luck continuum. So for example, if we have chess here, it's 100% skill. If we have slot machines here, it's 100% luck, okay? Now all sports are somewhere in the middle, whether you say baseball, basketball, lacrosse, tennis, football, soccer, whatever. Hockey is nearer the luck side of the continuum. Now, when I tell sort of friends and family this concept, they don't really understand why I started with something that was so difficult to predict from a statistical analysis point of view. And the reason is it's essentially because if you can crack something that has a high amount of variance, it means your edge is a lot greater than if you crack something that has a low amount of variance, okay? If you can still make 30, 50, 100 units profit a year from a sport that has a high amount of variance, a high amount of luck, you can make a lot of money analyzing the ones that are closer to the skill end of the continuum than the ones that are closer to the luck end later on. So although we're a relatively small sort of site and company at the moment, the eventual goal is to essentially guarantee 100 to 200 units profit a year. Now, that's a pretty ambitious goal, and I see all these, pretend betting tip people. I've been through a few, and when you actually follow them, I paid a few services to actually get an idea of how bad these people are. They are just straight up lying. I'm not sure why they haven't been caught out before, but it's just taking advantage of people's ease and greed. You're not going to make, if you have a bankroll of $1,000, you're not going to make $1,000 a month with us, okay? If you have a bankroll of 10,000, then of course it comes back to bankroll management. But I'll start ranting about that another day. Just wanted to take this video to sort of introduce myself and say why I do what I do. It's just a lifestyle business. If I can spend a few hours in the morning, in the afternoon, whenever, analyzing the markets, in this case, this is sports betting markets, and relate that back to the data we have, which I'm going to flip to screen sharing in a second, then it can give us so many profitable theories. And when you invest that 1,000 hours up front, about 3 years ago, I invested in individually looking at all games of hockey for the last 3 seasons and analyzing that data and building theories out of that. I've eventually hired help now, and we have algorithms and a couple of VAs in place to do it for us. But the initial time investment is huge. But once we have it, and once we're here now, we have the ability to be semi-guaranteed on our picks, especially over the course of a month or, of course, a season. So when we make 50 units profit this season, which I haven't seen any real official sort of gambling, professor, I guess, do before, then it's going to show that we have a lot more experience with algorithms than people think. I have a developer in the team who builds out these algorithms, so we're not just some guy thinking this team is going to win. It's based on price action, and it's based on previous results as well. Okay, so I've ranted enough. I'm going to flip the screen and show you just a little bit of the data that we go through and how simple and yet how complicated it is. Okay, so really fast, we're going to run through a few things. This is the only 4 sports I currently analyze. NHL took 2.5 years to perfect, and that's why it takes so long. Okay, I'll show you why now. So here are our theories. This document is the one that contains all the theories that we look through on a day-to-day basis. And this is kind of like the culmination of a archive data. You can see a few theories in there. All game data, back-to-back game theories, division rival data, elite league, that's the UK Ice Hockey League, and odds, profit loss, everything, okay? Now, if we take a look at all game data, you'll see we've got 3 seasons, every game, with the goalie, the total goals, obviously the score, the first period goals, and the shots. This is the key data for all hockey, okay? Now, there are ways to get more complicated with this, but for most of our theories, we don't go further than, there's 2 more elements as well, but I don't really want to go into those just yet. But these 5 elements here, okay? Now, psychology plays a huge role. This video is going to be coined as sports betting that actually works or something like that. So if you actually invested 10,000 hours up front for anything, do you think you could become an expert and make however much money you wanted, right? The answer is, of course, yes, as long as you're doing something that has scale, okay? So this, to give you an idea, this is what it looks like. This is our first, and we have highlights and things like that, which is theories. This is our first sort of run through, okay? So even the simplest of theories, let's say if you win this game, you go on to win your next game, okay? Painfully simple theory. In this case, it would win because caps, good caps, okay? Luckily, our algorithm is a lot more evolved than this, but this gives you the confidence to actually continue. Now, when I first started building this data, I was painfully slow and pretty shit with it, to be honest. But now we have people doing this for us, and we can build out into huge complex theories that take in 30, 40 statistical elements. But at the end of the day, if the price isn't right, then we're not going to take the bet. Unless obviously it's a 90% bet, which is pretty rare. But this is what I wanted to say. This is why we're so confident in all that we do, okay? We have close to, 1,500 sort of games evolved across 3 seasons. That's kind of why you should listen to what we say, okay? Anyone that says they just work off a gut feeling, you need to be very, very careful. Okay, that's it for the video. Let me know what you think. Have a nice introduction to myself, and if you have any questions, get in touch. Okay.